Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. I'm Haley Panagakis with Connect, and I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to How Do They Do That? Secret Tech Webinars for Event Professionals with Beth Ziesenis. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping notes about the platform. If you're new to it, I just want to give you an overview. You can type in your questions for Beth in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. That's going to go privately just to us, the presenters. Or you can, I see a lot of you have already used the chat box, so you can use that on the right-hand side of your screen as well. We want this to be an interactive session. If anyone knows Beth, you know you've come to expect that. So please send in your questions throughout the webinar. We would love that. A recorded version of this session will be available on demand on our website, where you can find additional on-demand webinars for any of you needing those last-minute credit hours before the CMP testing this year. And just so you know, you are able to watch our sessions on demand and still receive credits. I get that question all the time. So yes, you can still receive credits on demand. This session was approved for 1 credit hour towards CMP-IS Domain F, which is Stakeholder Management. And for everyone joining us today live, we'll be sending out an email tomorrow evening with your certificate of attendance, so be on the watch for that. And if any of you are watching, our future viewers, not viewing this live and watching on demand, you will not have a certificate come to you directly, so please email me after you watch this. It's hpanagakis@connectmeetings.com. My email will be written at the end of the session, so you don't have to spell it out, and I will send along your certificate of attendance. I'll share more about our upcoming webinars at the end of the program, but we're going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to thank Great Wolf Lodge for sponsoring today's session. Here to say a few words about Great Wolf's meeting options is National Sales Manager Amy Hodal. Welcome, Amy. We're so happy to have you. Hey, Amy, you might be on mute. We aren't hearing you.
Ha! I was. Thanks.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Thanks, Amy.
Great. Thanks, Haley. Yeah, as I was saying, very honored to be sponsoring this webinar today, and just wanted to spend a couple minutes telling you a little bit about Great Wolf Lodge groups and meetings in case you're not aware. So Great Wolf Lodge has 16 locations across North America, several of which are conveniently located near major metro areas, or in some cases, established tourism destinations. We offer oversized, spacious guest suites with a semi-private sitting area and work area. Guest rooms include mini refrigerator, microwave, granite countertops throughout, offering the perfect place to get caught up or wind down after a long day of meetings. We believe our people are our competitive advantage. From the initial planning to the closing remarks, you feel confident knowing you are supported by an entire team of meeting professionals fully vested in your success. For more information about Great Wolf Lodge groups and meetings, you can visit our website at greatwolf.com/meetings, or you can reach me directly on my cell phone at 608-852-6966. Thank you again for the opportunity to sponsor this webinar. We are very passionate about education, and I will go ahead and pass it back to Haley.
Thank you, Amy, and thank you again to Great Wolf Lodge for sponsoring today. We really appreciate it. Before I introduce Beth, I'd like to welcome my coworker, Kristen Francis, hosted by our director here at Connect, and she's here to share a bit about the many events and education opportunities we have going on this year. So welcome, Kristen.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar. Wanted to give you an update on what's to come very soon, and then also looking ahead through the end of the year. So first things first would be our national event, and that is for the market segments of association, corporate, specialty, as well as expo and sports. So that'll be our largest event, which will be happening this August. I'm jumping ahead of myself. August 21st to the 23rd in New Orleans. Just so that you know, registration is still currently open. However, we'll be closing on Friday. So register as soon as you can. Actually, the specialty market is actually sold out, and we're approaching selling out for all the other markets as well. So I would recommend, if you plan on joining us, please, please, please go ahead and register as soon as possible. So So looking on to fourth quarter, I'm just going to kind of give you a rundown of what we have ahead. And on future webinars, as we approach those dates, I'll supply a little bit more detail. But we have some regional events that will be happening in fourth quarter. Starting with, we have Connect Ohio, October 24th through the 26th. Connect Marketplace Florida, November 1st through the 2nd. Connect Texas, November 6th through the 8th. Connect Missouri, November 29th through the 30th. Connect Pacific Northwest, November 30th through the December 1st. Connect Southwest, December 4th through the 5th. And Connect Georgia, November 30th through December 1st. And also wanted to mention two virtual events that are also going to be coming up soon. That's Connect Faith for our faith-based planners, October 24th through the 26th, and Connect Medical, October 24th through the 26th. All that being said, we have something for everyone. So if you have an interest in joining us for one of our events and have not registered as of yet, please feel free to contact me where I can supply you with more details for the events mentioned.
Thanks, Kristen. And as you can tell, we have so many events coming up. If you can't make it to Connect Marketplace, we have something else for you. So go to that link. It's connectmeetings.com/events for a repeat of all of those dates. And Kristen will be happy to help you. Now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Beth Ziesenis. Meet your new nerdy best friend, Beth Z, author, speaker, and nerd. Although the only real trophy she ever won was making perfect French fries at McDonald's in high school, Beth has been featured on Best Speaker lists by several industry publications. Since her first Commodore 64 computer, Beth has made a verb out of the word nerd. She helps computer users all over the country filter through thousands of apps, gadgets, widgets, and doodads to find the perfect free and low-cost technology tools for business and personal use. She does this through presentations and penning books like her latest, Nerd Know-How, the 27-plus best apps for work and how to use them, available on Amazon. Beth, welcome, and thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Welcome, guys. I'm so excited. I've been doing my little chatting back and forth. My gosh, how many Florida people do we have? That is completely hilarious. Welcome to everybody. Before I get started, let me tell you about Great Wolf Lodge and how wonderfully they treated me. I couldn't believe that these guys were the sponsors because just, I don't know, last month or sometime in the very distant future past something, I was up speaking for the Wisconsin Dells Visitors Bureau, and they hosted me at Great Wolf Lodge. And Great Wolf Lodge treated me so very well. It was insane. And I was so excited to be there, and I have some body scrub from the area, and they were so kind, and the place is an experience. So please, 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 if you haven't checked it out, do so, and thank them for sponsoring this, even though they kind of didn't know that I had been there, I think. But anyway, I love them. All right, my name is Beth Z. I am your nerdy best friend. I put this picture up here because, number one, I can't do live video, and number two, I look really good in this picture. So pretend I am looking like this right now at the webinar, and let's get going. Okay, as I mentioned before, as we mentioned, we're going to chat throughout. I want some interaction. I want to hear from you guys, and the only way I can do that is through the chat box. So please, let's chime in and chat and participate a little bit. Otherwise, it can be kind of boring. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hands up. Play it along at home. Everybody put your hands in the air. All right. When I count to 3, I want you to reach for your nearest mobile device and hold it in the air as fast as you can. Well, just touch it. And then run onto the chat box and tell me when you got it. Okay, audio is slightly muffled and echoey. Yeah, let me do something else. Somebody else mentioned that, and we can fix this. Is that better? Somebody tell me if that's better. Amy, is that better? All right. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Your device. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. Much better, thanks. Oh, that's the other. Yes, yes, yes. Yay, look at all those people. Even from Asia, we have somebody picking up within seconds. Look at that. all these people within seconds, probably within 5 seconds, could put your hand on the phone. Now, I do realize you're keeping it handy just so you can check voicemail and text while I'm here, because just in case I'm boring, but chances are that you are no further than 30 seconds away from that device at any given time of day or night. And as we move forward today, I want you to realize how much powerful information you have at your fingertips. There's a little bit of controversy about this statement, but in general, the thought is that the device that is within 5 seconds of you right now and probably 30 seconds of you at any given time of day or night is more powerful than the technology they used to put a man on the moon. That's insane. Again, near your fingertips, at arm's reach at all times of day or night is technology more powerful than has ever been in people's hands in the entire history of the world. On that heavy note, let's get started talking about it. Now that you have your phones in your hand, I want to know what's on it. I want you to look on your phone and tell me what is your favorite app. And I'm going to pick one that I love the most, and you will get a copy. Okay, I'll go ahead, even though it doesn't totally exist yet. It's coming out next month. I will send you a copy of my latest book, The Big Book of Apps. All right, tell me who's got a nomination for the best app in the group. Starbucks app, yay, Carla. I'm watching over here. I'm sure you guys are too. Facebook, that is essential. YouTube, Capital One, Snapchat. Lyft, I love Lyft, and I use that over Uber for various reasons. Now, Top Hatter app. Diana, would you tell me a little bit about that? Oh my gosh. Camp Bow Wow has an app for doggy daycare, so you can do the video viewer. That may be a contender. Diana, tell me more about the Top Hatter app. And then Abby has one for Tadpole's children daycare app, and it'll probably show the kids and keep track and give you little reports throughout the day. Karen D has Vivino, which in case you don't know is a wine app that tells you where the wine is close to you. You can snap a label and figure out where they sell it. Diana is to purchase a top-of-the-line jewelry. Oh, very interesting. Bitmoji is very cool. And a banking app. I'm guessing, Catherine, you're from Canada. All right, so Daryl has Hangout. Let's see. I'm going to take 3 more entries. Okay, stocks and Amazon. I am an Amazon addict. Thank you very much. I didn't put this in the presentation, Leslie, but inside, if you have Amazon Prime, inside the Amazon app, you can upload 2 pictures of yourself with different outfits. They will tell you which one is cuter. Lisa Boone has Mint, which is a budgeting app. Romanita has Vivino. Tiffany has Venmo, which is a great way to pay people. If anybody wants to try it out, I will give you my Venmo name just in case you want to give me some money. Let's see. So I'm looking through here, and I am going to pick one that I think is the most helpful, and this is totally biased, but let's see, Amazon Fresh. Yeah, Diana, I hear you with Amazon Fresh. Sometimes it's not good. They sent me candy one time that was melted, and that was a sad day. Karen, I'm going to have to give away 2 because Vivino is the winner. So Karen, and I'm scrolling back through, whoever else had Vivino on there, the first person, y'all please send me your email, send me your address to beth@yournerdybestfriend.com, and we will send you, when it comes out, the new Big Book of Apps. So congratulations, and I'm sad for the rest of you. It's okay. You'll live. All right. Let's get going now into, so it's Karen and Romanita. Yay! So beth@yournerdybestfriend.com. Let's get started. Before I totally get started, and I uploaded this in the handouts, you can see over there it says all the handouts. nerdybff.com, Connect Nerds. Please visit that. It has this whole slide deck. It has all kinds of other resources just for you guys, and it's very important that you get them because there's extra bonus stuff. Now this session is going to be, Rachel Green, add Vivino. Rachel Green and friends would have liked it as well. what I did with this session was I looked at great advice from great leaders. And I transformed their advice. I do this with sessions a lot. I go and interview their board members and things and get the best advice for the industry. But I thought about the best advice for advancing yourself and your meeting professional world and all kinds of stuff. And I got some of the world's best leaders, advice from them to translate. All right, you ready? You should become a tech master. Leonard Nimoy says, I use a computer. I don't know if that qualifies me as a techie, but I'm pretty good on the computer. Leonard Nimoy, yes. Understanding all kinds of things that are available to you is very important, and I am blown away by some of these resources that are 100% free and are under your nose. The first, I apologize, normally I do a screen share, and because of various reasons in technology, hashtag dang technology, we decided to just do slides, but ordinarily I would demo this. Google Sheets is beyond phenomenal for data analysis. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I have a spreadsheet and I need to pull some data from it, I will just sort by a certain column and then count if I need to know, like I do it all the time with the number of presentations I've given, and I'm like, how many times was I in Florida? And then I just sort by Florida and then count the number of rows. That's not really the way to do it. Google Sheets, guys, which is 100% free, is Google Spreadsheet, Google's Microsoft Excel kind of product. In the bottom right-hand corner of Google Sheets, there is a little green star. When you click on that star, you can, in natural language, ask Google Sheets questions to pull data from your sheet. So I could say, how many engagements did I have in Florida? And it'll pull up and tell me immediately what were my top 5 states. The cooler thing is that it does this individually for every different type. It analyzes the data that's on that sheet and will customize the type of questions and try to understand what kind of things you might need to know from that particular data set. So it's not like you can only do what I did. It's individual to the data, and it is free. I use Microsoft Excel. I live in that world. I don't use Google Drive because I find it kind of ugly, and that's pretty much why. I like Microsoft Book better. But when I have something like this, I will cut and paste my Microsoft Excel sheet in there to pull the data, and it's very easy to do. Here is another one that will blow you away, Office Lens. So how many of you have, and tell me what you use, a scanner on your phone? Do you have a scanner that you can use to take pictures of documents that are in front of you and turn them into PDFs or JPEGs? I know some of you have some, so pop down there, a tiny scanner. There you go, Diana. And Amy has one for sure. Sometimes we don't know the name of them. Tiny scanner is a big one. Hey, Carla. No, but I want one. All right, Rachel, I'm going to give you a couple of them. Tiny scanner is really one of the best ones out there. But this new one, it's not new actually. It's been around a little while, but very few people know about it. Office Lens from Microsoft. You can snap a picture of that document in front of you, and not only can it turn it into a PDF, but with a couple of clicks, you can turn that document into a Microsoft Word editable document. You can snap it, a piece of paper in front of you, and then with 2 or 3 clicks, put your finger on the screen on your phone and start typing. I know, Carla, game changer. Diana, is it free? Kinda, yes. So what Office Lens does is if you don't have Microsoft Office 365 somewhere in your universe, Office Lens is just like the other scanners where it's PDF and JPEG, but if you have the Microsoft Office 365 subscription, it has the full functionality. So that's what I mean, Diana, when I say kind of free. Yes, Lisa, you need this today. Now, Adobe, I think 2 weeks ago, came out with a scanner that does similar things, but because it doesn't integrate directly into Microsoft Word, it will just take the text and transform it into text so you can cut it and paste it other places. I like doing the Office Lens thing. Plus, a little bit annoying from Adobe, if you're not a subscriber to them and not paying them the money, it frequently will keep trying to get you to upgrade or keep bringing you to places where you can't get something unless you upgrade. I don't know. That annoys me, even though I should pay them for the things they do for me. And it's fantastic. Now, Diana just brought up a point. She says, I have Microsoft on my laptop, but not on my cell phone. Y'all will be blown away by the capabilities that Office Suite has on your phone. Just did, and I don't know if any of you saw it. I think it was published in some meeting professional places, and it was on Inc. magazine. I know, I got in. I just did an article on how to work from your phone in the case of a laptop ban, how to 100% do real work on the phone and the gadgets you need. And the Office suite of products is Office when you have Microsoft Office 365. And even if you don't have that subscription, which is like $69 to $99 a year, even if you don't have that subscription, it is still fairly fully functional. So fantastic. All right. Here we go. Again, Microsoft, our regular old Microsoft has done something fantastic. There used to be a third-party email tool, and I forgot the name of it because it got eaten a while ago, that everybody adored, and Microsoft ate it. Which publication was that in, Dina? That was in Inc. magazine, but it's also on my blog at yournerdybestfriend.com. You can just search for laptop ban, and I think it'll show up. Microsoft ate one of the best third-party apps for email out there. And when it did, it pulled it all into Outlook. It's insane what it does in Outlook. I am so amazed at all the capabilities. The thing is that most of us use the default email app that came with our phone, like one that's marked email, and you click on it. Oh, I'm sorry, Diana, it is yournerdybestfriend.com, yournerdybestfriend.com. If someone could type that into the chat so we have it there for other people. Outlook puts all those capabilities into a third-party email system. And Outlook lets you very quickly do what I call email triage. So very quickly you can swipe through all of the emails, archive some, send some back to yourself later, very quickly schedule. It's fantastic. It has all the capabilities of this wonderful app that everybody loved because it ate it. And everybody loves it, but is sometimes mad at Microsoft for eating some of the best apps. All right, words of wisdom from another great person. Mark Twain says, be careful about reading health books. You may die of a misprint. I know, he was ahead of his time. Googling all of your health ailments is not necessarily the best way to go. And there are some resources out there that can really help you take care of yourself that are free or low cost. So this one is a Doctor on Demand. Now, believe it or not, a meeting planner, a meeting professional told me about Doctor on Demand. And here's what happened. We've all been there. So she was in San Francisco, and she had to leave like the next day for another trip, right? She was in San Francisco just for a trip, and she was about to leave. She had to go on another trip, and so she wasn't going home, and she had strep throat. Now, she's had this same problem over and over again, right? And she knows exactly what needs to happen, but she couldn't, she'd have to go to a doctor, have him evaluate her, all that stuff. So she used Doctor on Demand, and I think the first time you use it, it's free, but after that, it's like $40 per visit, quote unquote. And then some insurance companies will cover it. But you go to Doctor on Demand, you make an appointment, a doctor comes on, helps you diagnose a small issue or a problem or what have you, gives you some advice, and you pay $40. They can write prescriptions. They can arrange things. So she went on with a credit for $40, had a doctor show up. She described her symptoms. The doctor physically had her hold her mouth up to the webcam. She did this all over the phone, by the way. Hold her mouth up to there. The doctor looked down her throat and said, fantastic. I see that it's probably exactly what you think. She called a prescription into a pharmacy. The meeting professional went and got the prescription on the way to the airport. Ta-da, on the way to be healed for a very little amount of money and fitting into your world. Here's another that you may find handy, GoodRx. I don't know why that's stated, but pretend that's coming in the right way. What GoodRx does, I love this. It will tell you, so we all know that it's kind of a hidden fact that different pharmacies will charge different amounts of money for prescriptions. Different doctors will charge different prices for the same services. But for the same prescription, you can find great variation in pharmacies near you. So what GoodRx does is tells you, not only does it help you identify like random drugs that you don't know about or give you more information, it will tell you where the best prices are to buy this. Now, in some cases, and I've been able to use it, but not everybody is able to use it, for it depends on the pharmacy and other things. You know those manufacturing coupons that GoodRx has, or that a drug company will have, like say, you know, they'll subsidize the first 6 months or something? GoodRx will accumulate those. So if you go and you're getting, you know, I don't want to say Viagra, but that comes up because spam. But if you're going to get a prescription somewhere and you're checking the lowest price and they have a manufacturer's coupon, you could apply that through GoodRx. Okay, sorry about Viagra. First webinar with the word Viagra in it for you guys? Probably. This one is a Take Care of Yourself app that is not as much about medical as it is about your personal safety. I was an education director for an association for many years, and I can remember at my conferences being up late, all by myself, working on the stuff for the next day. It's like 11 o'clock at night, walking through a property, and you're feeling a little uncomfortable. SafeTrek is a simple button, and you put your thumb on that button if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're walking around by yourself, if creepy guy is in the parking lot. When you take your finger off that button, you have 10 seconds to put in a code. If you do not put in your code, you will definitely, if you do not put in your code, the police are notified of your location and your information. Now, I believe they played around with the pricing a little bit, but I think you can get it for $30 a year or something like that, and I'm glad to pay it. It was made by college students for college students. There are a few other apps, just like many of the apps I'm talking about. There are some other apps out there that are competitors. This is the one I like, and I'm very grateful it exists. Oh, William Shatner has some advice for us. He says, why does the lizard stick out his tongue out? The lizard sticks out his tongue because that's the way it's listening and looking and tasting its environment. It's its means of appreciating what's in front of it. Listening is so important, and let me give you a couple of tools that help you listen. If you have not tried translation apps lately, holy smokes, you need to. You need to go back to translation apps because this is where artificial intelligence, this is where what they're calling deep learning and neural networks is phenomenal, beyond phenomenal. The advancements in translations have gone from word-by-word translations that really just make no sense when they're translated to another language to contextual translations. Here's one example. There was a beautiful Japanese novel that Google played around with in the translation, and a wonderful translation expert got the art of the novel, got the subtleties of the novel, and translated it into a beautiful text in English. Google ran it through its artificial intelligence translation tools. there was one word difference, or one word that was kind of out of place that you could tell that it wasn't human. That's it. It has changed the world. Microsoft Translator, y'all, with your meetings, this is going to be a game changer if you have when you have international meetings and international guests. What Microsoft Translator lets you do is start a chat. Now, it does all kinds of things. You can enter text and it gets out the text. You can speak into it in one language. It'll speak out the other. Those are fantastic, but this is the cool thing. It came out in about December. Microsoft Translator will let you start a chat where everybody in the chat identifies his or her own language. Then when someone is speaking on the phone, it is automatically translated into the language they have chosen. Now, it identifies, I think, something like, I can't remember, 8 or 18 common languages by speaking, and it does another, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 that you can write, and it'll translate. But can you imagine if your keynote speaker has this in his pocket, and he is speaking so that simultaneously in the audience, the people who are speaking another language or the people who are hard of hearing can immediately see that on their phone. It's not going to be perfect because they're going to miss some words, but it's going to be very easy to communicate. Also, your international committees being able to communicate. Now, there's other technology here, but Microsoft is also, this is coming out with simultaneous translations for PowerPoint, right? Somebody's presenting a PowerPoint, and they will be able to translate, I think first they're doing Spanish, immediately what's happening from English to Spanish to the audience. Crazy. So that's Microsoft Translator. This next one is Google Translate. Again, y'all know it. It's been around a while, but it has a special feature as well. And I think if I press this, yes.
Okay. Here we go.
So Google Translate is going to hit the camera button. Then you're going to
Testing.
roll over
1,
text.
2. 1, 2.
On your screen,
And flip it. No.
Fantastic, quick, easy, fun, and a great party trick. Sometimes when I'm awkwardly in a public thing, I'll pull this out so I have something to talk about. Oh, Rachel, you're making me happy. Rachel, I'm sorry. You're making me so happy, and Dina's making me so happy. Write to me. I would like you to send both of you a book because y'all are just so enthusiastic with the chair dancing and the crying. Thank you very much. Beth at yournerdybestfriend.com. Please do not tell my manager that I have just given away a whole bunch of books. All right. Here's another way to listen. I know some of you have heard of Evernote, but I want you to consider using Evernote. Oh, Dina, I said make sure send me an email and I will send you a book because you made me happy. With Evernote, I want you to consider as you're doing your events, as you're taking notes, as you're keeping track of all the different things that are going on in your meeting planning life, try Evernote. What Evernote is a way to capture every piece of information that you can store digitally into one place, and you can search for it, you can organize it, you can share it with others, and this is a way for you to keep track of all these little details. It's really a game changer if you know how to use it. Now, some of you have really good systems, and I don't want you to change your system if you have one, but if you're constantly like trying to keep up with places and parts, emails and things, business cards, all these little pieces of paper and pieces of information that you need, if you're struggling with that, Evernote can help. It's a fantastic tool, and I hate it. And the reason I hate it is because of this guy. That's my husband. He is adorable, and he is not a nerd, but he tries to be one. And one day he came home from work, and okay, so he's a good guy. This is my real husband, not my practice husband, right? This is the one I keep. And he came home from work one day, and he said, Beth, I have the perfect app for you, which is very surprising because I talk about apps all the time, and he just doesn't listen. So I was very surprised that he found out about other apps. I mean, I sit there, if y'all didn't listen, I would do this. He comes home, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is the best app ever. You have to take a look. And he hears Charlie Brown teacher on methamphetamines. Yeah, he just doesn't listen. But he comes home and he says, I have the perfect app. I have earned my nerd cred. This is a wonderful thing. And I said, all right, what is this? He's a lawyer. I forgive him for that. And he used to carry to the office a giant briefcase. I mean, it was a filing cabinet filled with folders. And he would carry that to court even, and he would pull out in court a whole bunch of folders, each one for every client. And he would take out yellow pad, and he would write handwritten notes and put it back in the folder, and then bring it back to the office, and a paralegal would take it out, retype it, print it out, and put it back in the folder because everything had to be in the folder. And it was just really hard for us to, kind of keep track of things, and it was very antiquated. They would actually print out emails at the time. And he comes home and he says, we have fixed this. I've been implementing it for like the past 2 weeks, and I didn't want to tell you till it worked, and now it worked. He said, now I'm going to court with an iPad, and I take notes directly into it, and they're immediately in our system. And when we have emails, we forward them. Everybody can access it. We're not doing double things. When we're checking people in, we're taking notes directly into the system. It's fantastic. All the contact information, all the court documents, everything, searchable, findable, everybody has them. It's changed our life. And I said, well, that sounds fantastic. What is the name of this app? And he says, Evernote. I say, that's funny. Where did you hear about Evernote? And he said, oh, a paralegal at work told me. Then all 3 of my books, which you said you read, I talk about it at presentations all the time, and you've sat in the front row before playing Angry Birds, and I used it to plan our wedding. So now you tell me that a 23-year-old blonde paralegal, the size of my pinky, tells you about a technology tool, and you're enlightened. And I looked at the man I love, and I said, from now on, you get your tools at home. No more extracurricular tool finding. And to this day, he has not mentioned another technology tool to me, and that's the way it should be. So I recommend Evernote, but I will not use it because I am bitter. There we go. All right, listening. Let me just tell you this one quickly. Audio Note. When you use Audio Note, it records a meeting, and you can take notes. As soon as you take notes, they're synchronized with the audio, so that when you go back and look at your notes, you can hear what was happening there. So you can take quick notes, listen to the notes, and keep track of everything. Speaking of listening, this is not exactly a work tool, but it could be if you stretched hard enough. Have you ever been in a hotel lobby? I'm not going to say hotel bar, but a hotel lobby, and you're eating breakfast or what have you, and across the way they have the news on or something, and you're a little bit too far away to hear it? You can use an app called Tunity to point your phone at a TV playing. It's like basic cable channels, and they have to be live. They can't be like Netflix or something. Tunity will use your location and the thing it's seeing to pull in the audio from that TV to your phone. So you can sit there and eat your breakfast and listen to the TV even if you're not close enough. Free. All right. Steve Jobs. Again, a brilliant, brilliant person. Going to give you some advice. He says, sometimes when you innovate, you make mistakes. It's best to admit them quickly and get on with improving your other innovations. And I just wanted to tell you about this app because it's really one of my favorite ones for helping you recover from all of the challenges you have and your mistakes and kind of learn from it and move on. And it's a beautiful interface. It's called Unstuck. It's an iPad app as well as an online. So all of these that I'm talking to you about have at least two sources, or most of them, I think. You can see the little icons down in the corner, and that's where you can find them. So with Unstuck, what you do is you set up whatever challenges you're having, and it will take you through the wizard for unblocking those challenges and moving past them. Again, the interface is beautiful, the concept is interesting, and it really can move you through. Albert Einstein. If we knew what we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Let's talk about some research. I know you know that it's critical to keep up with industry news. Again, this is faded out. Let's just go hashtag dang technology. Flipboard is my favorite way of keeping up with the news. You can follow blogs, you can follow other Flipboarders, you can follow the news, and it will aggregate all these places and give you in one place a way to flip through headlines and articles so that you can keep up with your meeting professionals news, your local news, the news about places you're visiting, your clients, all these different things. You can keep up with the industry news. People always ask me, how in the world do I keep up with all the apps? Flipboard. I have everything kind of all together, and it will let me very quickly flip through headlines. And I'm doing it all the time. I'm doing it when I'm waiting for a plane. I'm doing it when I'm sitting here waiting for a webinar to start, always getting information, and it's so easy to just see the headlines and then save the things I want to save for later. Another way to do research is Charlie. Are those faded out for you guys? Makes me sad. Just pretend it's bright colors. So Charlie it's a web app, and can you read it offline if on Flipboard? You can save it to Pocket, a place where you can read it offline. I save them all into one magazine called Nerdy News, and that's where I have a newsletter, Nerd Words, that comes out once a week. I don't know if any of you guys have it, but Nerd Words, I always need inspiration, so I save everything to one folder, and I go back when I need to kind of share new ideas from there. But if I had saved it to Pocket, I would be able to read it offline, and that is an option within the app. Charlie is an app or a system that lets you sign up, and then it reads your email and your online calendar. And an hour before the event, when you're having a meeting, Charlie will send you a briefing of the person with whom you are having the meeting. And it will tell you their latest tweets, if they've been in the news, basic information sometimes about their company. And this helps you because all of us need to vet the clients we have, right? And the new conversations we're having so that we are up to date. Oh, thank you, Leslie, that you love my newsletter. It's important to keep up with those things, and sometimes we don't have time to do our due diligence and to research who we're talking to. Charlie does that for you automatically, and then you can go to the site and look people up if they're not on your list. Another one that is creepy but helpful is called Crystal. Now this is tiny. I will tell you what this says. It's charlieapp.com, Diana, so charlieapp.com. Crystal is a site. This one is a little bit bigger. Oh my gosh, you can't read it. Crystal is a site that automatically looks at people's social media setups and tells you what their personality is based on their feed. And if you give them access to your Gmail, for example, it will analyze the emails. Again, creepy, but helpful. Beth Ziesenis is a decisive, creative influencer, forward-thinking, ambitious, and spontaneous with a natural aversion to rigid structure. It tells me all that even before I put in my information. So Diana asks, is that secure? And it's finding publicly available information for you. You can go in there and say, please don't follow me, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to do what it wants to. I'm going to read this one too. It came out kind of light. In the app, when I put in the whole slide deck, it should be fine in the same resolution. So it comes naturally to me to make a quick purchase decision, immediately feel comfortable speaking to new people, focus on close relationships rather than high quantity. Beth is outgoing, optimistic, and will encourage her colleagues to work hard, play hard. She thrives in workplaces that encourage creativity. I'm most motivated by peer recognition, fun and excitement, and ambitious goals. Now, knowing that I am motivated by peer recognition, that is a sad characteristic. It's like, do you like me? That's what makes me happy. It's important to recognize what motivates people. I'm going to flip through. I love interacting and things, and I always end up talking too much. So we're going to pick and choose some of these things as we go forward so that I can finish on time, but y'all have all of the decks. So just realize that. When writing to me, it even gives me advice about writing to me. Write with short, casual language and abbreviations. Use emotionally expressive language. Appeal to her feelings to drive her to action. Totally works, guys. One time there was an engagement that I had to turn down. The budget wasn't right and the timing wasn't right. And so we turned it down, and then the woman wrote to me and said, one of our staffers is ill, and all she wants to do is hear her nerdy best friend. Could you please reconsider? And I'm like, oh my God, I will pay you to come because I love that story. And I brought them gifts. I didn't pay them, but I brought them gifts. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about the next category of research. Oh, Amy Poehler. She gives us information about Collaborate. Gay, yes, we have access to the presentation, the entire slide deck, so don't worry. Amy Poehler on collaboration. As you navigate through the rest of your life, be open to collaboration. Other people and other people's ideas are often better than your own. Such a smart, smart lady. By the way, if you're concerned, all of these pictures that I got are from Wikimedia Commons, and where required and where encouraged, I did include the source. So just in case you were worried about that. Look at the conference call bingo. I will read it to you, and it'll be clear in the other things. It says, hi, who just joined? Can you email that to everyone? Blank, how many times have you played conference call bingo? Next slide, please. Can y'all hear me? Hello, hello. Isn't that funny? I've played it a billion times. Zoom is my favorite conference call edition. Zoom is free for up to 50 people for up to 40 minutes. Y'all, if you're on volunteer committees, and I know you are, and you go to the group and say, we're going to save our organization money, and we're going to make sure that we don't charge that we're not charged for our conference calling. I know we're using a tool right now, freeconferencecall.com, which is fantastic. Zoom is free for up to 50 people for up to 40 minutes. And if you go to your committee and say, from now on, every meeting will be 35 minutes and we're going to stay on point because we're saving our group money, you're a double hero. But it's only like $120 a year or $99 a year for the version I use. Instant HD video conferencing from anywhere. My last book, we had a virtual book release, right, a virtual book party, and We had people walking around. They did it on Zoom. We had people walking around parks, joining us, HD video conferencing from parks on Zoom, clear as a bell, as they walk around during their lunch getting their steps. Trello. Y'all have heard of Basecamp, I bet you. Basecamp was kind of the original wonderful tool for project management. It lets you do a project that had a beginning, a middle, and an end, keep everybody on the same page, share documents, assign tasks, know when tasks have not been done. All of these different things that you need to happen when a project is there. My favorite project management tool is Trello, and the main reason is because I think it's really easy and fun to use. You have a board. It's like a big bulletin board, and on there you have a bunch of cards. Julie, if you need the links, just write to me and I'll send them to you in a different way. Again, Beth at yournerdybestfriend.com. So Trello lets you create lists, move cards, reprioritize, assign them to other people, and all kinds of things. Y'all, my kitten just walked on the keyboard and typed. Okay, so if it happens, yes. Yes, Diana, we've got the presentations coming. Yep, just write to me. I'll send it to you, Beth at yournerdybestfriend.com. All right, here is another way to collaborate that is not good. It's hacking. If you take nothing else from this session, understand that you need a unique username and password for every single site you visit. Seriously. And right now, many of you are using the same username and password over and over again. And you can't. You can't do that anymore. You need to have a unique username and password, unguessable password for every single site you visit. Your password must contain an uppercase letter, a number, a haiku, a gang sign, a hieroglyph, and the blood of a virgin. Yeah, not really. I use LastPass. What LastPass lets you do is very quickly create an account with one button. You can have it sweep your computer and will come up with probably every username and password you've ever used there. And then it'll organize those for you and help you identify the duplicates, help you identify the weak ones, and move you through creating better passwords. Every time I visit a new site, and I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sites that I visit and have to register on, every time I visit a new site, it'll say, let's generate a new password, and they're all unique, and LastPass saves them for me, and I can log in. All right. Again, we are going to do a little skipping around because we only have 8 minutes left. Oh, I wish I could stay here for a month, don't y'all? All right. Some of you are like, no, not really. Let me move forward. In the brilliant words of Gwen Stefani, she has learned to delegate. Dun, dun, dun. Good for you, Gwen. Let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how cute is that bag? If you're looking for an answer, it's a 10. That orange bag that's on the floor there is my very, very, very favorite bag in the universe, and I did not find it. It's exactly what I wanted. It is something that, instead of a big black bag, I needed something that was colorful. I needed something that fit underneath a seat in an airplane. I needed something that was TSA friendly. I needed something that was professional and had wheels. I had all these characteristics that I wanted in a bag. More characteristics than I wanted in a man when I was dating. As the man went on, I just was like, never going to find that, never going to find that. I was left with male, question mark. But the bag, I wasn't going to compromise on. You know what I mean? So I didn't find this bag. I outsourced it to Fancy Hands. And I tell you, if you are working on your own in an office, if you have all kinds of little pieces and parts that you just have to run down rabbit holes to do, you need this. $30 a month gets you 5 tasks a month, and they're little things. It's finding the sponsor logo. Thank you very much. It's reclaiming and trying to get a property to send back the charger that you left in the hotel room. You know how long it takes for those kind of things. And fancy hands can do them. They're small tasks. They're like 15 or 20 minutes, but they get things off your plate. I use them all the time with my new book. Multiple times I broke the tasks up into small tasks. I had them check the links. I had them check the spelling. I had them recheck the links. Just another set of eyes, all kinds of little things that they can do for you that take things off your plate. All right, so I'm going to flip by a couple of these apps and go to the last couple because they're really important. Just pretend that I am talking about those things. And, oh, I'm so clever about that. And, oh, this is such good information. Da, da, da. Oh, Diana, you asked, how can I get a copy of your book? What a good question. I am about to, if you're on my newsletter, I'm about to send out another note that you can pre-order the book. But the other books are on Amazon. Bill Gates says, I'm not big on to-do lists. That's kind of funny to me. But here's my favorite to-do list. It's called To-Do-ist. And actually, it's not my favorite. My favorite is a pen and a piece of paper, which is sitting right in front of me because I get distracted all the time. But my manager, who is one of the most organized human beings in the universe, uses To-Do-ist. And it will prioritize all of these tasks, keep track of them, only shows her what's immediately needed. So sometimes when you have thousands of things on a list, you can get overwhelmed. It only shows you what's immediately necessary. And you can assign them to other people. She pays me $40 a year for the deluxe. I always use the free one and was very happy with that. And she adores it. All right. Let me tell you about this. There are tons of apps out there with Pomodoro. I use one called Focus Dot. She uses one called Forest. They're great apps. With Forest, it like grows a tree if you complete the task. Pomodoro technique. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's my favorite thing. Basically, an Italian guy had a tomato kitchen timer, and he would set the app for 15, 20 minutes or 25 minutes. And he would only do one thing during that time, period. Only do one thing. He wouldn't answer emails. He wouldn't answer phone calls. He would only do one thing. And at the end of that time, he could go take a break, answer emails, whatever he needed to do, but then he would do another one. With the Pomodoro apps, it helps keep you focused. This is how I write the books, guys. I have to because I get so distracted. We all do. And it helps us do it. Again, this is not one app. It's a whole bunch of apps. Just search Pomodoro technique and you're going to find a whole bunch of fun ones. All right, I'm going to come to the last section here. And I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to show you guys these, but maybe if you come to my session, I will be able to show these. Mr. Spock again. This is when he was being Mr. Spock. He says, computers make excellent and efficient servants, but I have no wish to serve under them. I want you guys to remember with all this technology, we need to be completely human. We need to keep touching people and being a part of their lives in a human way. So these are my favorite apps to combine the technology with the human touch. These are physical notes that you can send. Postogram is a beautiful postcard. You snap a picture of somebody getting an award, for an example, or your top volunteer working for you, or what have you, going right, or you're a keynote speaker, or what have you. And within a few minutes on your phone, you enter the address and push a button. Within 3 to 5 days, that person is going to get a beautiful thank you and the card in the mail. Postogram is a postcard. Felt is an accordion-style picture set. With a regular thank you note, they'll be nice. They'll sit on a desk for a couple of days. Sometimes they make it to the bulletin board. If you send a series of pictures with felt, with a nice note, you can even make it look like you handwrote it because you can use a stylus. It's going to stay on their desk. Chatbooks is a monthly service. You might have heard of GrooveBook, which is $2.99, but it's not as professional. Chatbooks is a monthly service that lets you subscribe to up to 60 pictures every month, get a little book. Can you imagine taking pictures from every single one of your events and having them come so you've got a record of all these fun things that have happened? And the Mosaic app is for your volunteers, for your retiring staffer. And the Mosaic app will let you very quickly create a beautiful book. It's $25. Chat books is between $8 and $13 a month. All right. We are at the end. The thing I want you to remember, and maybe we can fill this out, the app I need the most is what? Because I want to what? I want you to write that in here, share it with your colleagues. The app I need most from what we just talked about is blank because I want to blank. Keep this as a record, share it with others, and now we have the big finale. Ready for the big finale? And I'll tell you how I did do this at the conference. All right, ready?
Our nerdy time is through, but Beth Z is always here for you. Your nerdybestfriend.com.
Yay! And I will turn it back over. I was supposed to leave you 2 minutes, Haley, and I didn't, but go anyway. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beth, and thank you so much for sharing with us today. If anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Beth. I know we didn't have time for a formal Q&A session, but if you have any questions about anything, please reach out to either me or Beth. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. With that, I'm going to close it out, just talk about a few upcoming sessions we have. You can learn about Connect's past and upcoming webinars on all of our websites listed on your screen. For those watching live today, like I said, you're going to receive an email with your certificate of attendance for the session tomorrow, so look out for that. And for those watching on demand, that's anybody watching in the future, not on July 18th, please email me directly for your certificate of attendance. It will not come to you directly. So if you have any questions, please email me. It's hpanagakis@connectmeetings.com, listed on your screen, so you don't have to spell it. And we hope you all will join us again on August 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern for another informative session with another Connect speaker, Alex Plaxton, sponsored by Visit Aurora. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that little page icon at the bottom of the screen, that has all of Beth's handouts. She has a ton of them, and they are amazing. So thank you so much, Beth, for providing those. It's very gracious of you. Well, everyone, I'm going to close it out. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope to see you in August.